Hello, pet parents. Robert Semro back here at BlogPaws 2017 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I have one of the keynote speakers with us, Kathleen Gage from Power Up for Profit. Now, I am curious because now I've been fortunate. I've seen you speak at different conferences in and outside of the pet industry. And I have to tell you, each time there are not just little nuggets, there are huge nuggets being thrown at me of wisdom. When you come to a conference like this, do you have to tailor it to the audience, or are there just so many similarities? The message is the same?
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
And you know, I actually do tailor it to the audience because each person, they want to feel like I'm addressing their particular issue. And yet I know that there are universal issues that we all deal with in business, in life, and so I have a combination of both. But each presentation is going to be unique to the audience.
So let's talk about BlogPaws in particular. As you prepared for that, what went into the thinking of, here's the direction I'm going to try and take it here at BlogPaws?
Well, one is I know a lot about the blogging community because I blog on a number of different issues and topics, and I also am very committed to the animal industry. So it was rather easy for me to get involved in this community. And one of the things that I did is I actually interviewed people prior to the conference. So I had I had 15-minute conversations with about 15 people where I just dug in and I said, okay, tell me your #1 issue. And what's interesting is each of them did have a different issue, and yet there was a universal one. And the universal issue is, how do I monetize my blog? How do I stay focused on what I'm doing? How do I walk through the fear of if somebody's going to judge me? And a lot of them said, I don't want to be judged. And I said, then you shouldn't be doing what you're doing, because no matter what you do, the bigger you play, the more you're going to be judged. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is a good, and you're right, it is inevitable. And the other thing that's inevitable is there are going to be people that agree with you and people that disagree with you.
Absolutely,
now,
absolutely.
How do you tell them to drive through that?
Well, one is you want to look at your big why, because for me, my big why is animal rescue. We happen to have a lot of rescue animals at home. We have 3 horses. We now have 2 dogs. One went over the Rainbow Bridge a few weeks ago, and we have a cat, and they're all rescues. And so my big why is I want to make sure that the animals are safe. I want to make sure that I educate people and I inform people. And so this is what I tell people. What is your big why? What drives you? And if they say, I want to make sure animals aren't abused, okay, you have to focus on that and get your ego out of it, because a lot of times when we think we're going to be judged, it's our ego that's speaking. So we play small.
Isn't that fun? You know what? That is such great advice. We judge ourselves harder than
that was a good answer. Such great advice. I love it.
I like it too. Now, you do get to interact with so many different folks in so many different industries. If you could just smack us all in the forehead and give us that one bit of wisdom that would send us in the right direction, what would it be? Oh,
I love that question, Rob. The bit of wisdom I would give you is that today is the point of power. You have no guarantee of what's going to happen beyond today. I just saw a video where there's actually sharks on the shoreline on the beach, and I was thinking, I could have gone swimming yesterday and gotten eaten by a shark. We could get real dramatic about that. But the reality is we have no guarantee beyond today, and we have to play full out. So play your biggest game possible. Get out there. Do what you're here to do. You've been given the gifts for a reason. So get out there and honor that.
It is. It's every day is a blessing. It's not a
absolutely,
guarantee.
absolutely.
I love this. Now I want to make sure folks know, because you do a lot of things that folks you could benefit from if you just took a little bit of time, learn more about Kathleen. I think I have your book as well.
You probably do. One of them. One of them.
Only
I have
one?
another book coming out. My memoir is coming out in November.
You're not old enough to have a memoir.
Oh my gosh.
Come on now. You're sandbagging me.
When I hit my 60s, I started doing marathons to celebrate my birthdays, and I've done 3 so far.
Well,
so
I love that.
I love you.
I love that. I did. I enjoyed the book.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
I want to make sure too that folks know where they can get, because you do coaching, you do a lot of great advice, a lot of speaking.
I do.
You're an author, and really just truly an inspiration. So where can the folks get more information about you?
Where they can get more information is powerupforprofits.com, plural, profits, because we don't want just one profit, we want a lot of profits. And they can also find me on Facebook at Kathleen Gage, they can find me on Twitter, they can find me on Instagram, but the #1 place is go to my website and my blog, powerupforprofits.com, and you'll have a link to my blog.
Well, thank you so much. Everything you do is just magical and wonderful.
Thank you very
We really
much.
appreciate just sharing it with the pet world.
I feel blessed to be here. I feel truly feel blessed to be here because I love the animal community and it's a part of my DNA. It's who I am.
Well, thank you again. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks.